There we go. Hey everyone, and welcome to Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz, hosted by yours truly, Uncharted Realms here. I got myself Brent and sitting next to streamer to be named in the awesome production studio. Excited to bring you 6 rounds, 6, count them, of Blitz today on this awesome Sunday afternoon / Monday morning for some of our participants here. But how are you guys doing? Let me know. How's it going? How's your weekend going? Did you secure your Nationals invite or not? I know those emails will be coming out over the next couple of days, so keep me updated. Let me know how's it going there. But for round number 1, we got Jeremy and Andrew. But before we dip into the gameplay, a little bit about Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They have in-store play and a marketplace for trading card singles. So if you want to build up these new Oldhim decks, which is, in my opinion, I think just about ready to be tier 1, check out of the Box Gaming in person, pick up some cards, or outoftheboxgaming.com. So Jeremy on the Dorinthia, usually a Kano. So a little sad in my heart, but he wanted to spice it up a little bit, and that's okay. That's what today's for. Andrew on the Oldhim. Yet again, the Slim Drew. Well, the real Slim Drew. Please stand up. He's here in the chat right now trying to emulate George's or Grindel's success from Friday. That was a undefeated Oldhim. So Jeremy here, going into his turn. Already behind in life totals, 20-23. Drew on his made a seismic surge and got to gain some life. A little attack in there didn't hit, but the life gain's pretty good. But Jeremy here, Warrior's Valor into Dawnblade, makes this an attack for 5 coming in. Andrew throwing in some equipment. It's a block for 5. That's a rotten old buckler. It may be cold foil. I'd like to believe. You gotta spice it up when you run the common equipment sometimes. Drew obviously waiting to get his ram set in. And hold on. All right, sorry about that, fellas and ladies. We're back. Yeah, so just a little clarification on the Iron Song. The no reprise trigger there. I had to let Jeremy know. So, unfortunately, it also has been changed that, according to the new updated release notes, it can still be played. It simply won't do anything. So it used to not be able to get played. But here we go. Now it can. So that was a little bit of confusion. So unfortunately, Jeremy gifted away a card. And no sweat there. So 5 attacks to 5 block. And such is life. So, who do you guys have? Who's gonna win? Let me know. Do you have the Dorinthia or do you have the Oldhim? I think my vote goes to Oldhim. Sorry, Jeremy, but I've been liking this Oldhim. So Andrew here, coming in with Endless Winter Fused. So anytime Jeremy defends with a card from his hands, or no, excuse me, just adds a defending card, not even from the hand, Jeremy will create a Frostbite. And if it hits until the end of the turn, whenever the opponent activates an ability, create a Frostbite token. So great spell here for Oldhim. One of the new Majestics here out of Tails. Obviously, Oldhim is a Tails hero, so we're pretty excited about that. Get to see lots of Tails lately. Makes me real hyped for the gameplay. Jeremy mentioning that it is gross. I would agree. It is wild. Jeremy's not happy with the fact that he's facing an Oldhim. letting the world know that it was not in the preparatory plans. Preparatory. Oh gosh, verbs don't exist on Sundays. I'll say that. Or at least pronunciation doesn't. Ooh. Oh, maybe it's an adjective instead. Ooh, maybe. I don't know. See, I'm a Kano player. I don't know things. I can't read cards. I just throw things. All right, that's what we'll say. So everybody. Ooh, maybe. So I'm getting word that it's most likely an adjective from all of those them college educated fellers out there. But anyways, Jeremy's still deciding, still in the tank here. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I know I am. An awesome day out. Jeremy goes to take 8 and Andrew has a reaction. Means he's going to have a pummel as well. Woo! Jeremy's going to take 12 here and on hit. Going to have to discard a card. Oh, gross. Jeremy falls to 8. So against Endless Winter, you're actually incentivized to just block all out and just cycle out your turn. Keep your health total high and then just let it go. Sometimes you can squeak through the second ability there if you do let it hit. But for the most part, you do just want to, a lot of times, let it go. Endless Winter on-hit effect is now active. So Jeremy will create a Frostbite token when he swings with this Dawnblade. That is for sure. But it only would affect the second one. So Jeremy might squeak through this turn without actually having to pay an extra tax on Frostbite, depending on how Andrew blocks here. So huge life deficit now for Jeremy. 15 in the hole. I'm glad I voted for Oldhim at this moment, but, you know, never count Dorinthia out. She's one feisty warrior. Can definitely stab you right back. Get some light shining in places that it really shouldn't. She'll cut you up. Get it? Because Dawnblade? Get the... Anyways, I'm here all week, so... So Jeremy coming in, doesn't even want a Dawnblade. Nourishing Emptiness. So awesome Majestic there at a Monarch, which you see in the Kingno and Dawnblade Dorinthia builds, because they don't run any attack actions or other ones. So its effect is always going to get you the Dominate. And if it hits, your hero gains 1 intellect, that little blue thing, until the end of turn. So Jeremy here goes in, no blocks from Andrew. No reactions from either player. Andrew takes 6. Jeremy will get an Arsenal card and draw 5. No Frostbite tokens generated there. Well done, Jeremy. Well done to also knock that life deficit down a little bit. Andrew makes a Seismic. And his turn has 4 cards to work with. Nothing in Arsenal, so hasn't been able to use his crowns at all today. Or yet. Another Endless Winter. And it's fused again. Money, as Mr. Krabs would say. Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love seeing it. I was playtesting some Classic Constructed yesterday, and my opponent had all 3 of his Endless Winters back to back to back. Boy, was that a little bit miserable to go through. But never count out defensive Prism. I took 0 damage. Evil laugh. So, same effect here as the last one. This time, Jeremy's already thought through the process last time, so a little bit quicker here. Ooh. Question here. Jeremy here, blocks 10. Get some frostbites. So Jeremy's next spell is going to cost 4 more. There we go. Now we got it. We are waiting on the clarification there from Andrew. He was letting him know. Jeremy considering his turn. This is where it's incentivized to just block out, as we would have saw in the last one. You can just block out and just let your turn go. Ooh, Jeremy's just going to pitch 5 to come in with a Naked Dawnblade here for 3. Putting some pressure on. Frostbites are now gone. That leaves Jeremy with 0 cards in hand. As you're not considering, it is only for 3. He knows he's got no cards in hands, but there is 1 card in arsenal. It could be an Iron Song response. It's about the only thing Jeremy could play at the moment to affect this combat chain. Andrew's looking to throw the Creative Fist here, so throws 1 block in front of it that also seeds. So his defense is declared. Andrew's considering. Oh, all right. Hold on. Gotta stop that. Alrighty, there's just a little bit of a sequence kind of violation there, but we got it fixed up. There's no ability for Andrew to throw a blocker in there and then crown to then see if he wants to throw any more additional blocks on there. He would have to activate crown prior to moving the defense step and then declare blockers. So that's what he did. And we moved on. So Andrew got a block on, 17 to 18. Back into Jeremy's turn. Seismic Surge token. His next attack action card going to be 1 less. Andrew not considering. Creates another Seismic Surge token. No surprise there. I assume we're going to see a Winter's Wail coming in. Both Teamless Winters are gone. We could see Glacial Footsteps. But Winter's Wail is it is. 4, it is pitched to by an ice card. So it will have the effect, if this hits a hero, create a Frostbite token. Jeremy's staring down an attack of 4, sitting at 8. This would be half his life. Likely doesn't want to take that. Is now going to throw 4 on top of it. An overpowered. And Refraction Bolter. Boo, but Andrew not going to let up. Pays 2 to pummel. The discard effects won't happen. But Jeremy will get a Frostbite. Ooh. All right. So, well, had to stop there, make sure. A little clarification there on the weapon or attack action. It's only on the attack action cards where you have to discard. On the weapon, the club or hammer attack specifically, you do not have to discard. Alright, so Jeremy has a Frostbite token. It's going to have to pay the Taxman. He pays 2 to come in with the Warrior's Valor. He uses the floating 1 after pitching a blue to come in with the Dawnblade for 6. On hit, go again. Andrew, no blocks. Move to reactions. I think Andrew might have an immovable here. Or he's just using his health as a resource. Should also be a great idea. No reactions from Jeremy. And Andrew takes 6. Nice attack there. Great job, Jeremy. Now, Andrew, that obviously tells me he's got a huge monster hand. Jeremy probably needs to get some more action going. He's got 1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal. He has courage as well. It's going to pitch his hit and run that we saw him almost discard. Which just comes in with the Dawnblade for 3. No blocks, no reactions from either player. Sends us down 4 to 8. So Jeremy has worked 11 out of that 15 health disadvantage so far to bring it to within 4. And still has all of his equipment available to work with. No block on his boots, but still has the ability to fire him off at a future turn and get go again for the weapon attack. The courage to reduce the cost. So now Andrew, winner's bite, forces opponent pay 1 or discard a card. You're going to pay 1. It's the same thing. Possibly even more. Jeremy considering. Pays the Nourishing Emptiness. That would not have Dominate anymore, so I like it. Great idea there. It is a block for 3 card, though, so keep that in mind. Andrew comes in with an Oaken Old with the double fuse. Look at that. 9. Dominate. Thanks to the Seismic Surge token. Look at that. Not too shabby. Great. Additional Majestic, Terror Sunder, Oaken Old, and Endless Winter are all just straight fire cards. Now, Oaken Old is pretty good. It's hard to do it, right? The double fusion is tough. It does require Earth and Ice. Jeremy throws out 6 in front of that. No reactions from either player. Jeremy will take 3. 9 on over 6. Falls to 1. All right, a little clarification on the order that they go under. It is in any order. It's just random cards from the hand. And they don't have to be revealed. So Andrew will pass, sitting nice, happy, and healthy at 8 life over 1. Jeremy still has a chance here to come in. And if he can survive, kind of turn this one around. So you never count out Dorinthia. But he's gonna need a pretty big miracle here. Oh, praise the sun action to get that to get that help. So Andrew's Surge token pops. His next attack is going to be 1 less, or his attack action card. He's considering his turn here. Remakes the Seismic, no surprise there. We're going to see that a lot out of the old hymns today. Just all going to be pop the Seismic, make a Seismic, generally. But here's we go with a nice little card. Earth Lore Surge. That is going to pump Andrew's next day Earth or Elemental card by plus, this is a blue one, so plus 3. So 8 total. Earthler Surge and Autumn's Touch. Oh, well. It would be a blue one, though. So it's going to be only by plus 3. Jeremy's going to block 9, not take any damage. Leave 1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal. That seems like the new elemental cards don't like coming up. So, we'll move on to that. Next turn here, into Jeremy. Comes in with the Dawn Blade for 3. All right, down in the nitty-gritty wire here. As Jeremy tries to hang on at 1 life. Luckily, he's not facing any Steel Blade Shuns. Be super worried at 1 life. Andrew's considering. A lot of thinking in this match. But that's good. Like everybody makes decisions. So how is everybody's play test going? Those going to their national events or trying out the new Blitz heroes? How is all of your research and development turning out? Jeremy uses the Clint out of Arsenal. Give it go again. Still attacking for 3. No pump effect and no draw, unfortunately, because Andrew didn't block with the card out of hand to give it reprise. Andrew here considering reacting, sinks below in response. Great option there because it doesn't matter now that this Dawn Blade has a go again. The Dorinthia second effect, or the Dorinthia effect, will not be active to allow Jeremy to attack. So, great response here at Andrew. Great answer. Sinks a card. Blocks 4, and that will close this one out. We'll go back into Andrew's turn. 3 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal. With the Seismic Surge token, which is going to pop right here in a second. At the top of the turn. Bye-bye, Surge. And we have a Glacial Footsteps for 10. No fusion, so no dominate here, but still a pretty monster attack. Jeremy going to require 4 cards here to block this out, unless he has some defense reactions. He threw 12. Because 3 by 3 is 9, and he would have still taken the 1 and died. So great job from Andrew here. Just trying. He's fighting his way to close it out. Now 4 cards to the hand. Just needs to find a dominated attack on these Glacial Footsteps. He still has another one available, and he still has some blue ones. Here we go. There it is. Speaking of blue, 8 dominate, and that will do it. Andrew, Slim Drew, the real Slim Drew. He stood up, and he got there. So that closes us out here for round number 1. Round number 2 coming quick. So don't go anywhere. We got some exciting 5 more rounds coming at you. So stay tuned for some more Blitz action. everyone, and welcome back to one of Uncharted Realms' weekly events. It's Sunday, so you know what that means. Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. Brought to you by myself, Brent, alongside streamer to be named in the awesome production studio. And we're excited about Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They specialize in store play. They have limited events throughout the week that's sealed and draft, and a marketplace for trading card singles. So if you're in the area, your local neighborhood store, stop on by to Out of the Box Gaming in Thomasville, North Carolina, or online at outoftheboxgaming.com and buy up some pieces for your new Oldhim deck, because I know you're looking at building it. I know. It's okay. You don't have to lie to me. But chill. But anyway, speaking of Guardian, not the Oldhim though, the Bravo. We got two showmen in the house, Jamal and George, on the Bravo mirror. A little bit of a non-mirror in the equipment, as we got Jamal on the Helm of Eisen, the Craters, or the Titans, or the Craters Fists, the Tectonic Plating, and the Mage Masters. So more of the life gain strategy. George though on the Skullcap and the Iron Rot leggings. The chest and hands are exactly the same between the pair of them. So there's where a mirror is, but the heads and legs are a little bit more spicy. You know, got to make a fashion statement. And speaking of statements, Jamal firing off the helm on turn one. Doesn't even want to use it to defend with. He just wants 5 juicy cards because he could spend his action and a resource to destroy it and gain 1 intellect until the end of turn. So Jamal just wants to set up for his turn 2. So George, our tempo player, going to go into his turn. Didn't get to cycle out any cards, so he makes a surge. Thanks to that Tectonic Plating, once per turn action, spend a resource, create a Seismic Surge token, and it has to go again, which allows the Bravo to continue its chain. And so George here, going in with a Command and Conquer, wants to knock that Arsenal card right out of the game here from Jamal, who takes a look at it, considers it. Does he want it? Now, Command and Conquer has a nice ability where defense reactions can't be played to it. So Jamal here, if he's staring at a hand of defensive Bravo, is going to be a little bit sad. It's going to be a little bit sad. But he does have equipment he can use. He's got 2 block on the Tectonic, 2 block on his Crater's Fist. And 1 card out of the hands would be enough to block for 6 here. Other than that, he could just throw 2 cards if he wants to keep his equipment attrition alive. Or without, remember, he did go up to 5 cards, so if he blocks for 2, he'll still have 3 in hand. So that's exactly what it does. Doesn't want to keep the last card. Doesn't feel he needs it. Wants to keep his equipment instead. So George ends his turn. Draws 2, does an Arsenal. Interesting. So that kind of tells me he probably has double blues in there. Interesting here. So Jamal Surge pops. 20-20 is still our game here. Who do you have in this matchup? Do you have Bravo or do you have Bravo? The Guardian v Guardian. Jamal or George? Does it come down to turn 1 player or does it come down to tempo player? There was a little bit difference of equipment. I think I like Jamal on paper being our turn 1 player, just due to the fact that he can create some dominate cards. Talking about big attacks though. Jamal, the first one here with a crippling crush. 6-9 spin to it, so he was also able to dominate it up and refresh his Seismic Surge token, I believe. Yes, he was. So George, block with 3 on the equipment, and unmovable it up to 8, so avoids the crush effects. Right now it takes 3. Falls to 17. Jamal hits first blood, and that's why I think in the Bravo Mirror matchup, the turn 1 player probably has it. But I could stand corrected. We are going to find out. As the equipment attrition starts, it begins. We go back into George's turn, who's got 2 cards in hand. to work with, and he will start with a Nothos for 4 after making a surge, thanks to tectonic plating we talked about earlier. That's the classic Bravo gameplay. Make a surge, swing a hammer. Make a surge, swing an attack. Yeah, every turn. Oldhim kind of has a couple more options he can do, whether or not he actually wants to function on the surge tokens or not, but alas, still looks good to me. Jamal considering this should be only an attack for 4. There's only one card in the pitch zone. Attack for 4 coming in. Jamal could block with 2 equipment. I don't know if he remembers he has it. It does block for 4, but I think he's saving it for a dominated effect. Let's be real. Jamal blocks for 2. Falls to 18. You want to ask? So, over Jamal. Surge pops, makes a surge. Command and Conquer for 6. 1 card in hand, that'll go to the arsenal. No resources floating. Back into George. George might lose his defense. His arsenal card. No. Block 6. And so Jamal will opt to arsenal the card after the Command and Conquer. Remember, George opted not to on his turn. So Jamal, a little bit of a card advantage there, straight up. A little bit extra value. But we saw George pitch his blues later. So George makes a seismic. Hammer for 6. Does have 2 floating. So there could be a pummel there at Arsenal to pump this up to 10. Plus 4 on the 6. But 6 is still pretty decent alone, even without a pummel. Requires 2 cards to block fully. Out of hand there from Jamal. If he keeps with the same trend of not using the equipment. No blocks called. George, no reactions. Jamal, no reactions. Falls to 12. So, George, pass the turn, draw 4 into Jamal. We're going quick here on the Bravo right now. I like it. These men know what they came to do, and it's to crush each other. To give no remorse, no quarter. And to look good while doing it. Ooh, tear asunder, new Tails card. Let's go, baby. That's going to give his next Guardian attack +1 and dominate. And if it hits, the opposing hero has to discard 2 cards. So 10 dominate on hit. George will discard 2 cards. If he does 4 more damage, he gets a crush effect, Jamal does. He gets to put that right onto George, and George will lose go again on his next turn. George, mathing it out, only has 1 block on the Skullcab, 2 on the Fist, 1 on the Tectonic. So that makes a 4 total there in equipment. And I think George mentioned he has an immovable. He considered saying that he can block 9 on the defense here, which would tell me he has an immovable in hand. Maybe sharing some good information for us. Thinks it's rough? I agree, George. That is a very rough attack. Great job there by Jamal, though, sequencing that very well. And using his resources to their fullest. Love the tear asunder. It's excellent. So George coming to a decision here. No blocks, moves to reactions, so not even throwing his equipment in there. Oh boy. He could have a red immovable. He does. Actually, that's a blue immovable. Blocks 5, takes 5, will discard 2 cards, and be crushed. Falls to 12, so we could have used throwing the equipment in there to block for 9, as we talked about. George discards the 1 card he had left in hand, it's a blue stamp, so George is going to go through his turn and just pass up. So Jamal here gets a full tempo turn and 5 damage. Look at that. Great job there for our turn 1 player. George trying to hang on. The dominated effects, yeah, are coming in true. So we'll see if I called this one right. Did you guys call it right? Who did you have? Jamal or George? Let me know. And if you like what you see, if you're enjoying the action, if you're enjoying the gameplay, hit that like and subscribe button and come join us on the Discord. We would love to have you, and we would love to have you in our events. We're a very open, welcoming community, available for all regions, Friday nights at 5 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m., both Eastern Standard Time. And again, we would love to have you, so come on, hang out. If you're watching this back later, there's no time limit on that invitation. It is an open invitation for everyone. Jamal makes a surge. Has 4 cards to work with, so I'm expecting a very meaty hand here. Likely a dominated attack. We're gonna find out though. Pitches to disable. Crush confidence for 5. Does not dominate it. I would have liked to see maybe some more dominated effects here, but I think Jamal is taking the idea that he's going to pummel this. I think George is smelling the bait as well. We'll see. Does George call it right? Does Jamal outmind the game this? Because Jamal's not sitting on pummel. He gets the Arsenal card and move on. George blocks 2. Calls, says, if you got the pummel, you got it. Yep, and Jamal has it. George will take 6. We'll get crushed. No more hero effects there from the Bravo. And George will discard the card in his hand. And it's a yellow pummel. He's got 3 cards remaining. And is half of his opponent's lifetime, or life points, as he pitches the showtime. So we're going to see George come in with a Cartilage Crush. Red, and if it does 4 or more, it gets a tax effect. It's like a mini frostbite token. Like a mini frostbite token. But you gotta get the 4 damage. Coming in for 7 means 2 cards to prevent the crush. Straight up, or a defense reaction. Getting pointed out, 2 floating there for George. So, you know what? We might see another pummel. What do you guys think? Is this a pummel? Hit that like button if you think it's another pummel. Hit the subscribe if you think I'm just crazy. I think that should be everybody. Jamal blocking for 4 with his equipment. George fired away. Yo! Boom! Let's go. It is only blue, though. It is only blue. Up to 9, so +2. As it stands, Jamal taking 5. That's what he does. Down to 7, and he discards a card. He gets taxed with 1 frostbite, and he has to discard. Jamal deciding. He's working through his next turn right now in his head. Deciding how he wants to sequence it. We'll still have 3 cards to work with after this discard effect. It's keeping that one. I think there's a clear favorite here in the right hand. But maybe not. The shuffle again. Oh, no. Discards the one that he put down. Excuse me. I tried reading that. I was wrong. That's why when I go to play Kano, I always guess it wrong. I'm like, nah, they're not going to have double blues in their hand. No way. And they always got it, you know? They always do. So, let's see it, Jamal. What you got? 3 cards in hand to work with. Seismo Surge token pops. Next action card. Got 1 less to play. He's got 2 cards in hand. He can just come in with the no-throws for 6 if he wants. At worst, by making a new Surge token, then pitching to swing with the hammer. Jamal. Here's the card. So alternatively, there we could have seen, well, the tax. Excuse me, the tax is gonna hurt, which it did. So Jamal won't have 2 floating. Normally here we would see Jamal have 2 floating here, could threaten a pummel, but there's only 1 floating, thanks to that tax effect on the crush. So awesome. George blocks 5, looks to take 1. That means that life total is now 7 to 5. We're getting close to potential dominate just running over here. And speaking of 5, hey, how you guys doing? All right. Jamal draws up 1 card in arsenal, 4 cards in hand at the moment. Into George, 3 cards in hand. I do see a crippling crush in his grave right there. Was used to block. That's kind of indicative. And it tells me George sitting on a handful of reds or a second Carlos Crush and couldn't cast it out. So George makes a seismic. No sweat there. And then likely a hammer attack here. There we go. Hammer for 6. Does threaten the pummel. Keep in mind Jamal's at 7. So if he respects the pummel, he's going to block quite a bit. If he doesn't respect the pummel, we may see George sneak this one out. Now, Jamal has 1 block available on his helmet, his hands, and his chest piece. Thanks to the fact that he is at higher life, the skull cap doesn't block for 2. So he could throw in 3 block on there on equipment alone and 1 card from the hands. But that will leave him open to a dominated effect on following turns. So if Jamal can stack up his own dominated effect, though, he can end the game out himself. Considering blocking with the card he threw down, stacking up his next turn, then the way he's indicating tells me he might have a tome and arsenal there. Blocks for 6, like we mentioned with the equipment, and 1 card from hands. I think he's got a tome in hands, which I expect to see Jamal gain 4 life, or tome in arsenal. Seismic pops. Let's see how wrong I am. No, rouse the agents at arsenal. Excuse me. I thought he was indicating to his Mage Master boots, but he wasn't. Here I am trying to read the opponents and always wrong. So rouse the agents at 7, 0 floating, 7 go again. George calling this as a rouse and a hammer, thinking he's staring down 13 damage this turn. If that's the case, he needs to block 9 of it in total. So 3 cards, or 1 from each of his equipment as well, and 2 cards to stay alive. So Jamal wasn't able to make a new Seismic Surge token yet, but can on the follow-up to this. He does have a Crippling Crush in hands and a blue. So he does have the resources available for it. George considering what he needs to do, but does have to block up to 9 damage this turn, or he will die, barring any sigils. And Jamal trying to prove me an honest man and calling his winners here. We'll see. George still deciding, going deep, making a show out of it, because he is the Showtime hero. Oh, yeah, it was a weak one. But you know what's not weak? Bravo. He's one meaty man. George blocks 5. It should be at 5. All right, a little bit of life clarification there. George falls to 3. Taking 2. So we know it's a hammer coming in for 10. Ooh, Jamal here, not making the seismic. Going to keep that crippling crush for later. Okay, he's going to arsenal that card and move on. Jamal will at the end of this turn. George, he still has equipment and blocks for 6. All of his equipment's gone. So George, 1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal, can at least come in with the hammer for 4. Jamal, though, will not have a Seismic Surge token here to help assist in getting that crippling crush out, but he can just eat this 4 and come in with the 4 card hand and 1 in arsenal if he so chooses. I think that's what he's probably going to do. I'd love to see a dominated crippling crush for the win here. Would be one crippling attack. Yeah, that was 2 force as well. Look, my puns are getting crushed right now, all right? Sometimes it's not easy with the Guardian. It's just... no. Yeah, as I'm getting told, I can't always dominate the pun game. So keep that in mind. Especially in this matchup. Woo, boy, it's it's one of those days. George thinks Jamal has it. I don't know if we got the resolution of this effect yet. Oh yeah, he did. He took the 4, 3-3 into Jamal's turn. It was getting too punny up in here. We missed the hammer time. Bang. So Jamal, all he needs is a dominated attack here. He can win the game. He's got a crippling crush in arsenal. So far, pitching 6 for something. Crippling crush for 11. No dominate effect here. He could have. So, I mean, that's a pummel. Could have just made this dominate. But we'll see. Either way, it gets it. The dominate would have guaranteed it, but I guess we're just going to see. George blocks for 11, and Jamal pummels. All right, so Jamal closes out the game with a pummel crippling crush. I love to see it. Didn't even need to dominate it. He just pummeled this straight down, so not bad. He whacked him. He bonked him over the head. And he won round number 2. So we'll likely get a Bravo v Old Him, I think, in the next round. If I had to guess. As long as the Old Him wins, I'm hoping. We'll see. But that closes out here for round number 2. Remember, this is Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. Out of the Box Gaming in Thomasville, North Carolina. And we are happy to host for them. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Come on into the Discord. Hit that like and subscribe. Come play in an event. I can't wait to see you. So we'll see you guys round number 3. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Uncharted Realms' Sunday event. You know what that means? It's Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz as we watch Jamal's headset fall apart. Oh no. The humanity. The controversy here. Is Jamal going to be able to hear? Is he going to be able to play this match? We'll find out. Tune in next time. Next episode on Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just jazzed. It's Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. 6 rounds of it. This is round 3. Round 3 of 6. Myself, Brent, alongside streamer to be named, are happy, excited, thrilled, enthralled. Just super excited. We'll go with that one. How about to bring you coverage and an awesome, fun day of Blitz, flesh and blood gaming action. We got Jamal with us yet again after a crushing victory as he pummeled his opponent down for the win there in round number 2. But John on the Prism, hopefully not an aggressive one, hopefully a very defensive one, because he's against Bravo in a Guardian matchup who has a lot of 6 power attacks. And the 6 power attacks matter because that's going to pop his Phantasm. So we're going to see if John can navigate his way through this game and come out on top. But before we get into that, a little bit about Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina, and they specialize in in-store limited action play. Limited not being the amount of times you can do it, not being the number of people that come in, but being the format types. That's sealed and draft. So if you're in the mood for some limited action set, not dependent, you could do it. Welcome to Wraith, Arcane Rising, Monarch, Tales. You ask him, Zach up there will facilitate you. Check him out in person or check out outoftheboxgaming.com to buy up some singles for your new Oldhim deck. I'm telling you guys, I know you're building it because I'm building it. I'm looking at it. It looks awesome. But that's it about Out of the Box Gaming for now. We'll circle back around to them later. We'll get out of that box and into the Discord one here as John moves to block a Spinal Crush, or at least tries to. Blocks 3 because this one was dominated. He'll take 6 and get crushed, and this is going to be a hard crush for him. And he's going to lose his go again on his action. So, John here, I'm not sure that's exactly what he wanted to take on the crush, but that is going to be the case. Jamal asks John if he has anything, and John says, go ahead and move through your end step. John here, going to draw up 1, go to his turn. No go again here. So we'll only have 1 action. Now, he could cast an aura at instant speed and ping for 1. I would like it. Counter on Tunic to start. Red Herald of Protection. Pitching Celestial Cataclysm. So it's an aggressive Prism deck. John, my heart goes out to you. You're going to have a very tough time. He's going to struggle through this. It has Phantasm, but if it does hit, I don't expect it to, but if it does, it goes to the soul and creates a shield token. Jamal here can pop this with 1 6-powered attack. And trigger the Phantasm. Phantasm reads a Herald of Protection or another card, aka if name of card, there we go, is defended by a non-illusionist attack action card with 6 or more power, destroy it. Destroy name of card. And close the combat chain. Look at that. I'm going magic playtest style on it. Ooh, spooky, spooky, spooky. It's getting Halloween. We're going scary. Hold on. Talk about scary. Ho, 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 ho. Jamal. No blocks. Oh, my God. Did John just sneak something out here? Jamal takes 7, goes to 13. John has the life total advantage. And John will create a shield. That's at instant speed. Holy smokes. John found 13 damage and 2 shields, so 2 extra life. Technically, effectively puts him at 16. 16 life. Oh, man. Jamal, though, has a dominated crippling crush. Oh, gross. So that's why Jamal opted not to block it. He would have prevented this. But 11 dominate is going to be pretty rough. John also, critically, his Skullcat. Not effective at block for 2. Only blocks for 1 right now because he's at the higher life total. Did Jamal just expertly navigate this and make the right decisions of not popping the Phantasm? John getting clarification on the life total. See what he can block with. He can block effectively on equipment for 3. No blocks calls, John. Moves to reactions. John's going to have a soul shield. Has 1 floating, technically. So 6 plus 2 makes 8 total block. So John will take 3. John going to fall to 11. But critically, avoids the crush effect. What a well-timed soul shield. That will now fall to John's soul. 2 cards in hand. 1 in arsenal there for John. And he wonderfully navigated that as well on the Prism player. So great play from both of our players here. I would have liked to have seen Jamal just pop every attack and just grind this out with the hammer, but Jamal opting for just going huge, being showy, being flashy. He is a Showtime hero, so not surprised there. Bravo do what Bravo do. But that does allow John a chance to navigate through this game. Prism wins in the Guardian matchup by making a whole bunch of auras that Guardian can't deal with. John popping the Dreamweavers means I think we're seeing a Herald of Air edition coming. No, Herald of Ravages. That comes for 7. If it hits, it deals 1 arcane damage to target hero. Critically here, no Phantasm. A lot of times you see the Dreamweavers popped on a Herald of Air editions because those have Dominate. You want those to be able to get in. But alas, gonna go on the Herald of Ravages, just trying to push the damage John is. Sitting on 1 card in hand. 1 floating. Could buy back his action point if he needs to. But this doesn't have Phantasm, so that's not going to be an issue. Jamal, considering he does have a lot of equipment to work with. 2, 4, 5 on equipment right now. He could block 1 card in hand and his arms and chest piece. But no, wants to save those for a rainy day. Although keep in mind that Herald of Air editions will all have Phantasm. 3 pummels. Count them. 1, 2. Oh no, excuse me. 2 pummels and a Spinal Crush. Excuse me. I thought we saw 3 pummels there for a second. John then will arsenal and pass the turn. No follow-up attack there. It tells me he doesn't have a... Well, he didn't have a yellow in there, so he didn't have go again. So that makes sense. Jamal. Coming in with the hammer. He's a hammering away. He's a smashing. John takes 4. We're going to see Prism sneak out a win here, maybe. He's trying, but now he's in some scary areas. Jamal passes a turn. John allows it. Now doesn't want to fire anything out. So that means no Genesis here from John. And Genesis would be pretty money here. Gives him a shield. So start chipping away at Jamal's health total with. So John, 4 cards to work with, 1 card in arsenal, 3 counters on the tunic. Means he has everything he could ask for. Plus his footstep's still up. And he doesn't have the gloves to drop the Phantasm here. So here we see Herald of Ravages coming out of arsenal. Seven with Phantasm. If it hits, deal 1 arcane. We're going to see it get popped. Phantasm. And reactions here from John. Gains his action point back. The Outer Ravages has been destroyed. Technically in the graveyard right now. And Command and Conquer from John. Great attack there. It doesn't have Phantasm, so it will require some answers. Or Jamal takes it. Jamal here, I think was very kind, very friendly for taking so much damage early. from earlier. Jamal, no blocks, no reactions. Takes 6, falls to 7 apiece. 7-7. Wow, Prism actually got some legs to her today. I thought Jamal was about ready to sit her down and tell her to read a book, but no. These lights dancing around. Jamal, yellow zealous belting. 4 go again. 1 floating. I think we'll see a hammer attack after that. It is a yellow zealous belting. Yep, coming at him for 4. John deciding how he wants to block here. Might take the 4. Life total clarification for both of them. Both of them at 7. Getting down to the wire, especially when you consider dominate. John takes it. No threat of pummel there. Falls to 3. Jamal will now pitch and fire away with a hammer. Makes a surge first. Hammering, a hammering, a hammering for 6. It's a lethal attack. Lethal attack alert. We're trying to crush him down with hammers alone. John blocking 2-3 with the skull cap and the spring tunic. And 1 card from hand to make 6. So John gonna have 3 cards in hand and 1 card in arsenal as Jamal passes the turn. Now we'll see what John functions away on. Gonna need to probably see another Command and Conquer here if he wants to threaten a little bit. Remember, all of his Phantasm stuff is up to get popped. So Wartune Herald. 6 coming in. Go again, theoretically, if it doesn't get popped here by Jamal. Jamal considering. Is very incentivized to just start popping things like he's at a kid's birthday party. Just pop all them balloons. No fun allowed here. That might actually, they might ask you to leave actually on that one. I'll be real. Unless you're popping bubbles. There you go. You're popping the bubbles, not the balloons. See, we're all friendly here. I jest. Jamal considering. He wants to consider navigating through. Again, I think Jamal could just grind this one out with hammer, but doesn't necessarily want to do it. Jamal pops it, pays the action point, and comes in with an Illuminate. If Illuminate hits, it goes to the soul. No go again here, just for 2. I think Jamal either throws some equipment on here or just lets it happen. Jamal's got to use this equipment at some point. There we go. Tectonic it is. Teching away. It's the plating. John moves his turn. Draws 4. Leaves the 1 in arsenal there. And we go into Jamal's turn. 3 cards in hand. Surge pops. Next attack action card going to cost 1 less. As we see Jamal attempt to close out this game. Needs to find some dominated attacks. If John's sitting on a soul shield, he could keep himself alive. Especially if it's in the arsenal. Here we go. Speaking of dominated attack, rouse the agent's pitch to activate Bravo. Disable is going to be the card. Coming for 7. Dominate. So we may see the soul shield here finally. We may not. It is only 7. John blocks 3 from hand. Yeah, that means it's gonna 100% have to be either a defense reaction or pay for the footsteps. Because he's only blocking 4 at the moment. He is at 3. He does have a card in soul. Excuse me. John doing math. Navigating it out. creating the illusion of safety as he makes a shield. So far blocking for 5. Looks to take 2 at the moment. Jamal calls it good. No more cards in hand, no cards in arsenal, no resources floating. Can't do anything. No cards there in John's soul is the clarification, as that soul shield was the last bit to leave. And now John, no more blocks with the skull cap. Goes into his turn, 2 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal. Does still have the footsteps. But John is at 1 life for Reno. Jamal passes the turn. We're going to see what John can do with those 2 cards and 1 in arsenal. And it's a Command and Conquer. Not bad. Hopefully Jamal doesn't bait himself out into Merciful Retribution territory, because it is possible. Jamal blocks for 3. Takes 4. Or takes 3, excuse me. Falls to 4. John passes the turn. Going to Jamal's turn. 3 cards in hand. No surge. Tear asunder. John asks if he's dead, and I would say yes. That's going to be +1 and dominate. Yeah, Adam. You thought wrong. I know what you're saying. Would love to see you today, but I understand it. We got 7 dominate coming in, and John lets him know he's got it. Doesn't have the soul shield. Oh, 2 down was it? 1 more turn. And Adam, you come in just in time to see Jamal once again dominate his way through the competition. If you're liking these puns, I don't know what's wrong with you, because these are horrible. But if you're liking the gameplay, if you're liking the action, hit that like and subscribe button. And hit the Discord. Come out, hang out, let us know how you're doing. But that wraps us up here for round number 3. We'll catch you guys back with round number 4 action coming up shortly. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll have some more awesome gameplay for you. Remember, that's Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. And myself, Britt, John, streamer to be named. Excited to bring you that coverage. But I'm also excited for round 4 to come up, so we're going to go make sure that happens. So stay tuned, guys. It'll come shortly. I agree, Adam. Tear asunder is freaking good. Even on the hammer. It's money. Hey everybody, and Adam, welcome back to Uncharted Realms' Sunday event. It's Sunday, so you know what that means. Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. It's myself, Brent, and streamer to be named, sitting in the awesome production studio, excited to bring you coverage of Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. Out of the Box Gaming is a store located in Thomasville, North Carolina, and they have limited in-store play, limited not being people that can show up, limited not being in your play skill or style, but limited meaning sealed or draft. So if you're a big fan of the limited formats, stop in. Go check out the neighborhood store at Thomasville, North Carolina, or they also have a marketplace for trading card singles. So if you're looking for them Oldheim decks, or more relevant in this matchup, that Briar, go to outoftheboxgaming.com and get you some good old cards. So round 4 action here means that we hit our halfway mark at the conclusion of the last round, beginning of this one, and we got Jamal yet again being the showstopper, and Tony on the Briar, gonna kind of come out here and just be a thorn in the side of this Guardian player. Tony on the Briar, Jamal on the Guardian. We've been watching Jamal's run through here on this event. He's doing pretty good. So he's making a good case for himself, making a good case for this Guardian. Both Guardians have had some mild success or great success this one, and we see Jamal start out as our turn 1 player, meaning Tony on the Briar is tempo. It's a great option there from Jamal because he can make some dominated attacks, and Tony will not have any embodiments of Earth to work with, at least not straight up. So who do you have in this matchup? Do you have the Jamal or do you have the Tony? Do you have the Bravo or the Briar, the Runeblade or the Guardian? See, I mixed it up a little bit there at the end, but my vote probably goes, it's a tough one, but I think I'm going to go Briar because when I look across, Jamal does have a arcane barrier, but I think this is going to be a lightning Briar here from Tony, and it goes pretty wide, so it gets around the big meaty shields of the Guardian player. Just kind of chips them away from the sides. So we're going to see, who do you have though? You did, Jose. Jamal is freaking clapping. Going ham, crippling the competition, crushing his opponents, dominating the gameplay, and taking all of those W's, surging through the field. Oh, there we go. I can't believe I have been missing that one. Oh boy, Cat thinks his Lightning Briar is going to get it. Scar for Scar is the start. It did have go again. Tony did have less life. No, Ball Lightning. Yellow, though. 2 attack coming at Jamal here, but a nice +1 effect if it does. Tony, 2 attacks already. Needs 2 non-attack actions to trigger Briar's ability there. Did we miss an embodiment of Earth? He should have 1 embodiment of Earth. He does. I see it. It's face up from the Scar for a Scar hitting. As Jamal's at 16. Tony here, trying to just keep chipping away. If he can stack up embodiment of Earth, it just gets money. Jamal blocks 2 with the Skull Cap. Takes nothing there. Oh, another Ball Lightning. This one's red, though. 3 potential of up to 2 extra on hit. Oh, look at that. Tony not stacking on any arcane damage or outside damage, but coming out with a potentially threatening 5. Pretty juicy. Briar's gonna have his, Bravo's gonna have his hands full here. He's gonna try to make a good show of it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Half you guys probably have this muted. That's what I would do. But if you like what you're seeing, if you're enjoying the gameplay, hit that like and subscribe button. Jamal takes it. Falls to 11. And then we got a Lightning Surge. Jamal blocks it with his armors. And we move on. So 18 to 11. Our life totals going in here. Jamal took a Took a large amount of damage on his turn, but 4 cards in hand to work with 1 card in arsenal with a surge token means this might be a pretty big attack. Now, Tony does have 2 embodiment of Earth. It means all of his non-attack action cards are going to block for 2 extra, which is pretty money because they can start blocking for 4 apiece, and it's like he's already rocking defense reactions for free. So we have 1 vote for the Bravo, looks like, from Jose. 1 vote from Cat for the Briar. And we got a Spinal Crush for 9. Floating 2. Let's be real. This is probably, you guessed it, a pummel. Well, we're going to find out, though. Tony has 2 embodiment of Birds. Can throw down here. He hasn't gotten any arcane damage in yet. No, thanks to no non-attack actions. It's all been all gas. All attack actions. Tony, considering blocks, definitely doesn't want to get crushed here. That would hurt a lightning briar just like it would hurt a ninja or a prism that we saw in the previous round. Tony navigating the hand, putting this card each way, this way and that, sectioning out his piles as he thinks about it. Doesn't necessarily change the cards, but could help stack him up his next turn. I agree with that. Now they're all back together. Didn't like the initial one. Gonna rethink it. Tony, hand waving now to rethink it. Directing some planes in there. He landed them. And landed on a Flicker Wisp. Block for 4. Thanks to 2 embodiments. There's the red pummel. It already shows on your screen. That's okay. I think we eliminated the old attack there. The Spinal Crush into a pummel. 13 total. Tony falls to 9. Because that was 13 over 4. So 18 minus 9 makes 9. No surge token there from Jamal from that turn, as Tony clarifies. But Tony will not get extra go agains here. So just for 4 coming in. No fuse on the shockwave. So no arcane damage. So I hate to say it, but Bravo looking pretty strong. Even against an awesome Lightning Briar. My vote's for the Briar because I want to see more Tails heroes, but you know, you can never don't ever discount the Bravo because it is one good hero. No blocks here from Jamal. No reactions from either player. 1 embodiment of Earth is created as Jamal falls to 7. His Skullcat back active. Tony Arsenal's 1 draws up. That was his 1 action for the turn. And Jamal now 4 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal, but no surge token. Only needs to find 9 damage. Pursuit of Knowledge is the pitch. Into Bravo means dominated next turn, or next card. Crippling Crush dominated out of arsenal. No resources floating, 1 card in hand. Tony quickly throwing his equipment in front of that. Yeah, definitely going to need to do that. Hopefully he's got some defense reactions. I don't think so in Lightning Briar. But right now, Tony's taking 3 block, or putting 3 block in front of it, taking 8. Would send him to 1 and take 2 cards out of his hand at random. Oh boy, this is spicy. Tony, what are you going to do? Gives the horn symbol. He's casting ninjutsu over here. Weaving signs for my anime fans. Infusing the luck of nature here. What would you say? You know, it's Bravos with lightning. It has the lightning element. Lightning chakra, you know? Chidori coming away. All right. It's getting too weeb out here. Getting too weeb. I'm messing. You can't ever have so much as two weeb. Any anime fans out there? What you guys like? What you guys watch? Also, any football fans out there? Because I'm going to say the hometown team, the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals, at least my hometown team, are also clapping this year so far. So, kind of a big fan. All right, so anyways, we see Tony fall to 1 as I was yapping. We'll see counters get thrown on his equipment. And Tony will discard 2 cards at random. Tony finds a D8. We're going to see a roll here. We'll see a division by 2. Uh-oh. Pulled a D10 out. Yeah, that would nice be it. That one looks like a D8. Hello. Roll away. Divide by 2. All right, let's see it. 7's gone. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Flicker Wisp and Lightning Press to the bin. As Tony goes back into his turn at 1 life. 2 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal to work with, and a dream. His embodiments of Earth's going to get popped here at the start of his turn. Tunic is active, though. Tony says no problem, but you're staring down a pretty meaty Bravo player who's making a run. Briar here looking for nature's miracle. Trying to climb back into this game. Plum to run out of arsenal. That's good. +3. Next attack action that hits. And Entwine Lightning. Let me see. Have the lightning? No! Tony doesn't have it, but free cost cards are freaking nasty. Magic found that out itself. Had to ban a whole bunch of them. Flesh and Blood here. It's a little bit more forgiving on the cards. But still pretty juicy turns. Oh, too bad this didn't have lightning. Or Tony, this is not sitting on a lightning card. Flicker Wisp did get discarded. That would have paid for it. Oh, I think. Oh, I have to recheck that one. Ooh, somebody check me on that. But there's an Entwine Lightning for 7. If it hits +3, now Tony does not have go again on this one, so he will likely just have to arsenal the card he gets, or the arsenal card in his hand, and move on. Jamal, though, not going to allow this to hit. We'll block for 7. Snapdragon's the pop to give it go again. Tony now uses the Tunic mana, spins the 3 counters to get 1 resource, comes in with the Thorn for 2 and 2. Takes the 2 arcane. This is where the money of playing the new Guardian is where you can pay for the arcane and have a floating to put into the shield. Jamal considering taking the 2 physical. Oracle's something. Oh, he's checking Lightning Breath. Ooh, cannot buff the weapon attack. But that is what Jamal's worried about. No 0-cost attack reactions here in Briar. Jamal's considering taking 2. He does. He takes all 4 of this. Tony keeping these life totals honest with each other. Keeping these heroes close. 3-1 into Jamal's turn. Jamal's going 2 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal. No Seismic Surge. Makes a surge, though, and likely going to come in with a hammer for 6. A note those for 6, 2 floating, 1 in arsenal. Uh-oh. Tony. Are you ready for this pummel? Tony blocks 6, and yep, pummel. Tony, do you have the defense? You need it. Got him. Oh, man, Jamal with the pummels. Just closing out games by beating everybody right over the head. Like I said, just surging through the field, crippling the opponents and crushing the competition. Oh, man, little talk here about the Briar. Tony, loving the Briar. But, man, is this Bravo. Especially with the new cards, the Terra Sunder. Looking freaking juicy. Looking good. So, that wraps it up here in round number 4. It was a little bit of a quick one there. but not too shabby on the action, not too shabby on the game. I got it wrong, but Jose got it right. Good job. We'll catch Jamal for sure in round number 5, as we're gonna keep seeing him make his run through the tournament. So Tony lamenting 0 block, and I will lament 0 more gameplay to show you for this round, as we'll call it into a break, and we'll catch you guys at the start of round number 5. Stay tuned, guys. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Uncharted Realms, this Sunday event. It's Sunday, so you know what that means. Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. Myself, Brent, and streamers to be named, I think you can tell by the excitement of my voice, are super excited to bring you coverage on this fine Sunday afternoon for us. I know sometimes a little bit Monday morning for some of our players here, Sunday late evening for some others, but everybody is here having a great time. Out of the Box Gaming store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They specialize in in-store play and a marketplace for trading card singles. So if you see a deck that you like, mainly one of these Briar Oldhams, go check out Out of the Box Gaming, outoftheboxgaming.com, and get some of the pieces. Get those last few pieces that you need. That Ram's Head. Go out and get it. They got it, and they can get it to you. So we get into our game action here with Jamal. Surging through the competition yet again. Still, that pun will never get old. Against Young on the Ira with his awesome custom playmat. As it draws out the turns. You know what? When you got a young kindergartner in your house and they make you a nice Christmas present, you get it immortalized on a mat. Nah, I jest. It's a pretty awesome custom way to do it, as we look at Jamal's turn number 1, and it's just a hammer for 6, 2 cards in hand. That means pummel, maybe not. Jamal did make a search token. No pummel. Young blocks the for 6, and we move on to Young's tempo turn as Jamal arsenals a card. He figures out what he wants to arsenal. It's that one, and he'll draw 3 and pass along. Young will also draw up. Counter will go on his tunic at the start of the turn, and we're going to see some Ira action. It's been a minute since we've seen Ira, to be fair. Normally our Australians, our Aussies, are playing the Ira. They didn't join us today, but we'll see them on a future event. Always happy to have our friends from down under. They may have gotten eaten by a spider. You know, they were talking about it the other day. There was a couple sneaking around in the yard, so the whole wildlife down there might have got them. It was a rainy day for our Brits as well. See, that's a good joke if you know the climate out there. All right. Anyways, Young, one Kadachi, it gets through, it hits into his second action, which is a Command and Conquer for 7, thanks to the Ira +1. A little bit interesting to see Young fire that off right away, keeping 2 cards in hand, so he will move to Arsenal 1. Jamal considering blocking. I do like it, though. I would have liked to see more action, but Young opting to keep resources available for future turns. Jamal still considering. This is going to be a harder matchup for the Guardian. Back to some of the old school styles. Now, Ninja didn't pick up any new cards, but Jamal on the Guardian, on the Bravo, did. The Terra Sunder, pretty decent. We see a Crippling Crush thrown out there, and the Skullcap, which blocks for 2, and the Tectonic, which blocks for 2, to make 7. Young arsenals and passes. So, into Jamal's turn. Oh, Young had a very audible, oh god. I'm a little bit worried for his hand. Jamal, though, going into his 3 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal. Seismic Surge token, reducing the cost. Bravo, the anti-tax man. Who do you have in this matchup? Do you have Jamal, who's making a run, or do you have Young, who's trying to make a case for the Ninja? So far, Jamal's played against has not played against the same hero twice. So we got a Bravo activation here. Next card does have Dominate. Into a Debilitate. 1 card in hand, 6 Dominate. If it does 4 or more damage, does have a Crush effect. The first attack during the next turn has -2. So that Kadachi would come in for a whopping total of 0. So no floating resources, 1 card in hand for Jamal. Young now trying to navigate this. Likely doesn't mind the crush effect here for this one, but likely wants to keep his health total high. A lot of times the ninja is more of a defensive. A lot of defense reactions in the ninja deck, usually. A lot of sink belows, flick flacks, so to speak. Young blocks 2, and speaking of defense reactions, there's a sink below for 6. Opting to sink. Cycles out a card. Lets us know it didn't help. And it doesn't look like his next turn is going to be very spicy. Very audibly against what he's got in his hand. We'll see what he can navigate through. At least his tunic goes up. Young rocking the mask, the tunic, the breaking scales, and the snapdragon. There in his feet. Jamal keeping the classic equipment that we've seen him rock all day. So, Pounding Gale for 5. No combo effects, just for 5. Could get Snapdragon if Young wants to. I don't think so, based on the way he's been talking about his hands. Seems to me that he's just getting an attack in here for 5 and going to pass the turn. I think he was lamenting this hand had no 0 cost. Let's give go again. To his Kodachis. Jamal considering the 5. He made a list. He checked it twice, even though he's not playing Oldhim. That's of the cards in his hand he wants to block with. Jamal getting a game state clarification. 19 to 20 is the life totals. Jamal blocks for 3, takes 2. Down to 17. No reactions for Young, no reactions for Jamal. Yep, so takes the 2. Falls to 17. Young, 3 life. To the positive here. As Jamal facing arguably his hardest matchup of the day. Seismic Surge token popped, refreshes the Seismic Surge. Uses the 2 floating to play Command and Conquer, coming in for 6. Now, no floating, 1 in hand, 1 card in hand, 1 in Arsenal. If that's a pummel in Arsenal, we could see a pummeled Command and Conquer. Now, Young, I kind of think I saw that. I think that was a flick flack or a sink there. I believe a flick flack there in his Arsenal. That might have made its way to showcase itself for the camera. And Command & Conquer has this awesome ability that really screws with defensive style decks, is that you cannot play a defense reaction card to it. So Young throwing 2 equipment over his mask, crucially going away. Ooh, and the tunic. He really wants to keep his Arsenal card. Throwing 4 block in there. Speaks that he only has a 2 block. Yep. In hand. Oh, he's going to overblock it up to 9. Covering the yellow pummel. Covers the yellow pummel, Young does, but it costs him a lot of equipment for it. It costs him the mask and the tunic. But he gets to keep that Arsenal card, which again, I believe is a defense reaction. So tech choices here by Young, and we'll see. Let's keep an eye on that Arsenal zone. What do you guys think? Keep an eye on that Arsenal zone. Tell me, do you think it is the yellow pummel or a blue pummel or not? Did Young call it? Did he suss his opponent out? And again, who do you have in this matchup? I'm going to go with Young, personally, for the Ira, who ends his turn and passes, draws 2. He is not happy with the cards he's drawing. So no action, no firing, nothing off. I'd like to have seen him just at least come in for 1 Kodachi, cycle a card out of the hand, but alas, wants to keep his resources tight. He must like something in his hand. He must like those 2 cards. Somehow he doesn't want to get rid of them. Even a Kodachi for 1 cycles out, gives you a 3rd draw, gives you more options, especially if these ones aren't working. But he's got a strategy, Young does. And Jamal is going to try to disrupt it. So Jamal makes a seismic surge, and then a crush, and doesn't dominate it. So Jamal, I think throughout the day, not to dominate effects, and instead opting to arsenal cards later. So no dominate here. Wow. So tech choices here. I mean, it could be a red card in hand and not have the ability to make dominate. Young, no blocks, most reactions. Flick Flack out of hand, and Flick Flack out of arsenal. So we were right. Flick Flack there in Young, both together. Technically, the next combo card he casts would get plussed up by 4, but that's not going to be a deal here. So Young blocks 8, takes 3, falls on 17. Jamal at 17. Even life totals now. Could have dominated that one. We would have still seen the same result. So I think Jamal called that correctly based on how Young was playing. So here we go. Young finally able to action. Kadashi for 1. 2 cards in hand. Jamal takes 1. The chip away has begun. Kadashi for 2. 1 floating still for Young. No blocks for Jamal. No masks to worry about, so he can allow that to happen. Falls to 14. Ooh, arsenal and passes. So Jamal, thinking maybe he would block something later, gets takes 3 for free. So Young, 17 to 14, 3 life to the positive again. Surge pops. Ooh, Mage Master Boots tells me Tome's coming to play. Boom. Jamal about to get all that life back. Gonna get 5 life. Has 1 floating as he draws 2. Mage Master Boots allows Jamal to cast this Tome of Fandal at instant speed and not eat up the action point. And critically there, if Tome of Fandal is played from Arsenal, gain 1 life for each card in your hand. That happens after the draw effect. So Jamal has 5 cards in his hand after the draw 2. And then the if trigger comes out, gives him 5 life. Jamal makes a surge. Has 5 cards to work with. It's almost like he cracked Helm on the previous turn. The nice thing about the Tome is that he actually had one resource to the positive there. Blue Pursuit of Knowledge for 4. If it hits +1 intelligence, but 3 cards in hand with no dominated attack and no hammer here, kind of maybe tells me that there's a pummel coming. If I was a guessing man, I would guess that that's going to be a pummel. And an arsenal of 1 card. So Young blocks 6, covers the yellow pummel. Excuse me, the blue pummel. Yep, yellow pummel, +3. Up to 7 total, 7 over 6. Oh, and the other 2 had double pummels. Unfortunately, yellow and blue, not double red. Puts it up to 9 with 2 discard effects. Gonna hit on the trigger. We'll see if Young has a reaction. It's Ira. Has the Flick Flack. So I was wrong on the earlier bit. There was not a pummel in the Arsenal Zone. It was the Tome. So take 1 L for me. But you know who didn't take an L there is Young. As he was able to block that up with a nice reaction, but leaves him with 1 card in hand and 1 card in arsenal, as normally it's the ninja attritioning out their opponent, but here it's Jamal doing it. Young passes, doesn't want to cycle that card out. So Jamal gets to go to his turn again with 4 cards in hand. So, after kind of seeing the first few turns, did anybody's opinion on it change? Do you still have who you originally thought? The Ira or the Guardian? Well, the Ira or the Bravo? The Guardian or the Ninja? A little battle of the sexes going on here. Well, I guess it is 2021. I jest. You can be who you want to be. Jamal firing away with a reconsiders, changes it. No, doesn't fire away with the rouse. I thought he might. Except he goes into the dominate with the Bravo. So next action card would cost 3 or greater, gains dominate. 1 floating. Of course you go with Ira Cat. I know you. Final Crush. 9 dominate. No floating. Only 1 card in hand, but it is dominated. And it is a huge crush effect that Ninja cannot afford to take. So I hope Young's got a defense reaction there in Arsenal. 9 Dominato. I was able to cast that thanks to that previous Surge token. Young blocks 3 with a card from hand. He's going to take some damage here. How did he block 3? Oh, just on the flick lag, excuse me. So Sigil won't counteract the crush. He said block 3. I think he forgot to put the card down. Alright, so Young goes up to 20. Blocks 3, takes 6. Falls to 14. Crush effect is active. If Jamal says it. Yep. Effect is on the seg. Now Young no longer has go again on his turn. That is rough. So he didn't have the defense reaction there in Arsenal. Yeah, I agree, Martin. I think the Bravo is going to be able to tempo it out. Exude Confidence coming in for 4. 1 card in hand for Young. It is only Young's only attack this turn. Martin, how are you doing today? Are you having a good time? I'm having a great time. In case, no, I mean, nobody was asking me, but I'll just throw it out there anyways. You know, good to feel love sometimes. All right. I'm getting weird. Anyways, Jamal, no blocks, takes 4. Does Young want to pump it? Pumps it to 6. Jamal takes 6 total, thanks to the instant ability there. Jamal falls to 13. 13 to 14 is our ball game here. So far, quite a few turns into it. It's going to be a slugfest there, fellas. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm glad you got to attend an event, my man. In person, it's great. It's great to be able to see everybody, play some cards, and we love having you also here on the stream. So it sounds like you're having a great day. That's a pretty decent day. I got a lot of I got some another game after this event's over. I got my sealed league event going on for the creators of Aria competition happening, which you guys should be seeing a whole bunch of on the YouTubes. A whole bunch of content creators making content for that, and I happened to jump in on some of those games. So I got one of those coming up after this event, and then the League of Legends after this. So enough on that though. Jamal coming in. There's a buckling blow coming in. There we go. I was trying so hard to figure that out. I didn't catch it when he said it. Young also couldn't get it, so we had to clarify that one. But correction back here, if it deals 4 more damage, put a -1 counter on target equipment they control. I look across at Young's equipment. Yeah, I don't see any really good crush targets there, unfortunately. Young has already blocked. It's unfortunate as what it is. So Young's gambling, just letting this get taken. Snapdragon scalers don't block for anything, so unfortunately. Any chance I do content for League? I do stream. It's not my own content, but I do stream for an amateur league. Unless you're talking about for the Creators League, then yeah, I'll be recording on my gameplay. It might not be the highest production value in the world, but I will have, at least from my perspective, the games being played. And then I may do like a after action kind of commentary on decisions made during the event. My seal pool is not too crazy. It's possible I hook up here with streamer to be named and we get some games on stream, but I don't think the schedules are going to add up to make that happen, unfortunately. All right, so back to the game, though. We finally got some action going on. Buckling blow into pummel for 10. Young discards a card. Excuse me. And takes 1. Makes it 13-13. Yeah, you did mean that. All right, yeah. All right, yeah. It's called Legends Esports. And they mainly do it on Twitch. I don't think they do it on YouTube, unfortunately. I can link you that here later. As we got Young passing his turn back into Jamal, who has an Arsenal card and 4 cards in hand. So, back in Jamal's turn, as I find this link for you. So, Pursuit of Knowledge was Jamal's choice. 2 cards in hand there. But not following. So, 4 damage coming in. If it hits, +1. It kind of tells me that Jamal probably has a pummel here. We'll see if Young agrees with my decision. Do you think he has a pummel? Hit that like button if you think he's got a pummel. That's the game today. Every time you think he's got a pummel, hit that like button. That's an easy way to do it. I can see all your votes. Young blocks 6, so he's putting it on yellow pummel. Or excuse me, blue pummel. Yep, yellow pummel puts it up to 7. Oh, man. Young has the sink below. No sink. The block is good. Oh, boy. Jamal's like, you never let me draw extra cards. It's so sad. Oh, man. But Young says, that is the idea. Oh, I don't want you to have nothing. Oh, boy. So, Young on his turn pitches Kadachi for 1. We're going to start seeing the chip away happen. Oh, ooh. If you think he's got 2 pummels, you like it and can't. I don't think you can take it back. No, I jest. You could if you wanted to. If you wanted to play that game, see if you got it right. But that's a great point. I didn't consider the edge cases. Young Kadashi for 2. That is a good point, though. What happens if you think he's got 2, he only fires 1 away? Do you take it back? Ooh. I don't know. Good point, though. He's had 2 pummels in the past. We've seen it in this game. All right. Young gets 2 damage in there. 3 total, up to 10. Or excuse me, sends Jamal down to 10. And he will end his turn. Yellow Zilla's belting here, so only 4, but it does have go again. Jamal lets him know he's new to Bravo. Quit with the hate. In jesting fashion. So there you go, Martin. There's the League of Legends channel I cast. I do color casting at the moment for League. They had a whole bunch of play-by-play, but color casting is my current role for that little group, if it even comes through. I had problems last time messaging, and I don't think it went through. Lovely. I lied. Oh, you know what? It's probably because it's a link. Yeah, it's probably because it's a link. So, all right. Young here blocks for 3, takes 1, falls to 12. Yeah, I think it's because links are blocked. Here we go. I will just link you the back half of... Oh my gosh. There we go. That one should go through. All right, so I note those for 6. Or YouTube just hates me. That's also probably true. You missed it the other night. I had so many puns. So Young, taking 6, no blocks, no reactions, falls to 6. 10 to 6. Uh-oh, are we about ready to see Guardian do it again? Are we really gonna let Jamal make the run here? Can we allow Bravo? Oh no. Too many Bravos winning here. We're gonna have to... I'll have to... we might have to say something. Start pairing them up against each other in rounds 1 and 2. Nah, yeah, Martin, by all means, come hang out. This is round number 5. So we got prize giveaway after this, and then 1 more round after that. Always run 6 rounds for our Blitz. Instead of, because we don't run a top cut, so that way we give everybody the rounds that they were expecting. If we were to. As if we were to give a top cut. Alright, so Jamal here facing down a life for a life. After taking 1 from the Kadachi down to 9. 1 card from hand. Zealous belting from hand. Blocks for 2. Plus the equipment. Creator's Fist. Young. Catches it. Says it was for 5. We're going to redo the blocks here real quick. So we got at least 1 more awesome round of action. And I'll be honest with you. I'll just let you know right now. It's going to be Jamal. You're going to see him again. You're going to see this Bravo player continue to crush it. As we see the block there. 5 total to block into a Hurricane Technique. For 4. No combo here, unfortunately. So just what you see is what you got. Young is still sitting on his Snapdragons. Keep that in mind. Has not had a chance to fire him off yet. I'd love to see come hang out for some League. You play what do you play in League of Legends there, Martin? Jamal considering how he's going to block this 4. Looking at his life total. Looking at the arsenal. Looking at his hand. I don't think the answer is going to necessarily jump out to him, but this is the one he's going to go with. Nope. Nope. Maybe the other one. Jamal here is just trying to figure out how his next turn is going to go. Still does well just swinging in a hammer every turn. Definitely does well with that. So Jamal blocks 4 and passes. Young passes the turn. So Surge pops Jamal. 2 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal. Likely just see an Anothos swing. And Martin, who do you have winning Worlds this year? Well, that's a good question. Oh, yeah, exactly. League sucks. I'm going to tell you what. I played last night. Got loss prevention. Got loss prevention because my teammate just went crazy. Yeah, I agree with you. It's always fun to play something else. Do you watch a lot of it? AKA Worlds or LCS? It's a little bit easier to catch some of those games, especially when you can speed through it on the VODs. I'm a big fan of the VODs. And for those watching this back on the VODs, hey, hit that like and subscribe button and come join us on the Discord. That shameless plug and transition. As we see Jamal swinging for just 4. No blocks from Young. Down to 2. No reactions either side. 9-2 is the game as Young keeps his hand. Nami, one-trick pony here. Oh my god, Oscar. Not only does he crushes it in Flesh and Blood, but he crushes it in League of Legends. Let's go, baby. I'm getting some frowny faces here from my producer. He does not necessarily agree with the Nami pick, but I jest. I like it, though. Good stuff, Oscar. You're talking to peasants over here, unfortunately. We did not know royalty was on the server. All right, so back in the action here. Kadachi coming in for 1. Young raises, reflexes it. Pumps it up by 3. So Jamal is going to take 4, fall to 5. And then do a Kadachi for 2. Thus only Dory and Fab. Oscar, you kill me with that every time. Just play the Kano. Nah, I jest. Dory's really good, and you're a very excellent Dory player. So keep at it. You we just watched the Worlds? Yeah. You can check out LOL Esports. They do have the teams. We don't know necessarily, like the play-ins haven't happened, so. But you can vote for who you think's the winner or kind of get an idea of who's going to be in there. I got to vote for Faker again, even though I don't think T1's going to win it. But we'll see. I am a mid lane player as well, so of course gotta vote for the Faker. But back to the action here. Jamal blocked the Kadachi for 2, and we go into. He took 1 there, and then we go into flying kick for 7 because it's played as trailing 3 or higher. So it got +2. Starts at 5 normally, and is coming in with some straight juice. If Young has mask available, this would be a mask trigger here. But Oscar, you're a bold man, one-tricking the support Nami. I would imagine you had some very miserable games on your climb through the Legends of League. Great game, one of the most toxic communities in the world, but it is still an awesome game. I function on that /mute all commands nowadays. Which is about every one of my games. We got some Clash action tonight for those that follow. It is the World's Clash bracket. So 16-man brackets, which means 4 long games. I think we finished up at midnight last night because we were tier 1. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. All right, so Jamal takes 2. Falls to 2. And we get a card count here as we're about ready to start getting into the control setup. Young, though, his deck's looking very thin. I get a little worried. He also thinks he's running low. As he draws up, there may be less than... Ooh. We may be under 10 there. We're definitely under 10. Yeah. Great to hear that, Martin. I love the fact that this community is so engaging to everybody trying to play it. But you know what's not engaging? It's just Terra Thunder with this Anothos for 7 dominate. And if it hits discard 2, Young will not likely be able to allow this to hit. But we're gonna find out. It is dominated. Keep that in mind. And Young sitting at 2 with no equipment. Yeah, Martin, on the Fab community, I absolutely love how open it is. Everybody that I interact with, especially online, and especially the community that we try to cultivate here, is just a whole bunch of friendliness and everybody just generally having a good time. Because why would you why would you continue to do stuff if you don't enjoy it? So I think it's awesome that everybody, it's a lot different than Magic, right? I've yet to run into too much. I've run into a couple kind of a snooty players, but for the most part, it's been a pretty welcoming, especially online, it's been super welcoming community. And I'm very excited to be a part of that. And I hope everybody else is as well. Because I've been to those days, I don't know about you guys, where I've gone to the Magic events and you got just everybody and their mother trying to rule shark you, and everybody's trying to just get that angle shot into the games, all for, nobody's really making that much money at Magic events, Not in round one. But hey, everybody tries. So Young here takes 1 damage, had to discard 2 cards. Sigil there. Well, effectively takes 1 damage because of the sigil. He'll go to his turn, Arsenal, and pass. He thinks it's going to be it. Oh, 100% Martin. I'm a Kano main too. Yeah. Yeah, you can't blame him. But the nice thing is I enjoy the saltiness, but I'll be very friendly while you're getting burnt out on your instep or burnt out on your lethal attack. But it's all in good fun. Yeah, it's all in good fun. Jamal here coming in. Spinal Crush. And that's going to do it. Jamal. Crushing the gameplay, crushing the action, and just dominating this event, literally and figuratively. Young just was not able to get the tempo back at all, but he tried. He considered talking about how his blocks could have been a little bit differently, maybe to help him, but alas. I won't do it. If you guys like what you see, if you're having fun, if you're enjoying it, hit that like and subscribe button and come join the Discord and come play in some events. I would love to see you. I would love to talk to you in the lobby in between rounds before the start of the event. Hear your opinions on all things Fab and extra gaming related. I think we had a great X-Wing conversation the other day. But that does it here. I got to go continue. We got to wrap up round 5 here and get ready for the prize giveaway. So don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned. We'll come back at you with the prize giveaway and round 6 action coming shortly. Oh, and Martin, I love burning them out for like 18, 19, 20, right when they have nothing to block with. That's like, ooh, you thought you were alive. I hear you. All right. That does it for me right now. Hey everybody, prize giveaway time. Now wait a second for the ads to shuffle through for those that have not yet downloaded an ad block. You get your little shout out there, Emmett. I like it. You were on the list twice the other day.
Oh, yeah. It was awkward.
We caught him, but we tried
So is that what happened?
we caught him. I don't know what you slipped him. But we got you guys, all right? So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. All right.
Is Terrace under discard random?
I
don't know.
I don't remember. I believe it is
I'll check
2 random cards to the bottom, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Terrace under. Nope.
Oh,
no
2
random.
picks.
It's just 2 cards.
Yeah.
That person
it's
picked.
The, what do you call it? It's the other one. The Crippling Crusher random cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrace under is not that strong.
You gave him an Amulet of Earth Cold. I think he's got plenty of those, but I believe it though.
But all right.
John does sell himself out for less.
What?
Oh, I jest. All right, I'll pass it off to him, guys.
So we're gonna roll the dice, see how many times we randomize the list. Randomize the list. Top 8 names we'll get to pick in order. So here we go. Go ahead and roll the dice. 7 times
Average.
today, lucky number 7. Hey. And let's go ahead and spin this thing.
Does that mean Drew's gonna get it?
Well, I don't know.
Is that how that works?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lucky number 7. Here we go. 7.
Oh my God, I'm done.
Here's our 8 winners. Look at you over here. Wishing.
I wrote it into existence.
Yeah, look at you.
You're welcome, Drew. I'll
Power
take
of the
that.
spoken
I'll
word.
send you my PayPal later. Guys, well, if you have a great time, just a little reminder, hit that like and subscribe button. Help us continue to grow the numbers here and the visibility. Oh, yeah. Great stuff there, Drew.
But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out.
Oh, and don't forget, hold on, before we dip out, don't forget the golden ticket giveaway going on for the upcoming calling events. We got 1 golden ticket to give away. The entries into today's event, and next week's event all count as 1 entry, but we also have product available if anyone wants to buy and up their entry numbers. So just let us know, send us a PM, and we'll get you all sorted out. But great job there, Drew. Yeah, something just told me you were going to get it too. But we'll see you guys in there for round 6. Congrats.
Yeah, be right back.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Uncharted Realms' Sunday event! It's Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz! And it's myself, Brent, alongside streamer to be named, and we're excited to bring you round number 6. Yet again, of Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz. Out of the Box Gaming store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They specialize in-store play. They have a lot of limited events going on now throughout the week, and a marketplace for trading card singles. So if you're looking to play some sealed action or draft action, or pick up a deck in preparation for your upcoming Nationals event, check out Out of the Box Gaming in person or at outoftheboxgaming.com. So round 6 action here means we're wrapping up today's coverage with this round. We got Jamal, who we watched through every round, I believe but one, of our event today, and Rangzaman coming in with the Ira, trying to get revenge for her ninja kin that just got absolutely defeated. I wouldn't say, well, absolutely defeated as in they lost, but it was a close one. Not exactly super crushing, but did get dominated at the end there, and was a great win there for Jamal, who's navigating his way through this event rather well, so to speak. So he's having a great showcase here. Yes, we can, Oscar. Will do. Jamal here, going into his turn. He's our tempo player. Rangzaman was our turn 1. You see the counter on the Tunic and the Arsenal card. And Jamal starting his turn and his game off at 2 less life than his opponent, as he took 2 on the last turn. We'll also send a message, a DM there. So, Jamal here, coming in. 2 resources floating, 2 in hands, a hammer for 6. After making a surge token, do I smell a pummel? Do you guys smell a pummel? Hit that like button if you smell a pummel. I'm gonna shamelessly plug this all day. I jest. I hope everybody's having a good time. I'm having a wonderful time. Who do you guys have in this matchup? Let me know. Is it the Bravo or is it the Ira? I think I'd be crazy to vote against Jamal. Rangzaman's gonna try to get revenge for the ninjas and for everybody else that fell to this Guardian today. But I think if I was a betting man, I'd be betting on this Guardian. And I was right. That is a pummel. I didn't catch the color. We'll see. But Rangzaman has a flick flack. It appears to be a yellow pummel. Or a blue pummel, excuse me, by +2. So 8 over 7. Rangzaman takes 1, and he will have to discard a card. Oh, no, excuse me. It's on the hammer. No discard. You guys already all shouted at me. I know. It's okay. So, no discard on that one. Excuse me. That is just on the hammer. So, pummel just pumps up on the weapon attack. It takes a non-attack action. It takes an attack action card. Excuse me. An attack action card. It costs 2 or greater for the discard effect. I always say non-attack action because I'm used to just playing the Kano spells, as we talked a little bit about earlier. All right, so Rangzaman on his turn is 19 to 18, starting to turn off with the life advantage. They're going to keep trying to press the point on that one as he sends in his first little pointy object of the Kadachi for 1. Now, Razor's Reflex was the card in there. It doesn't cost 0, so this Kadachi does not have Go Again, but the Razor's Reflex there, going to give it +3. Jamal takes the damage, falls to 14, and Rangzaman will pass the turn. So it is Jamal's turn with 4 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal. And he's looking to have a pretty crushing turn. Oscar, I believe we got the, yep, I see him there and there. Thanks for letting us know. Ooh, Command and Conquer, actually, so not quite as crushing as I thought. 2 in hands, 1 floating, 1 in arsenal. We might see a second pummel here. I know Jamal's been playing all 3 colors of it. We'll see if Rangzaman cares about it or not. He does have that card there in arsenal. This would be a great pummel target for Jamal. 14 to 19 is the life total. So if Rainsman takes a 6 here, he will fall 1 under his opponent. Rainsman's rocking the same equipment as our previous ninja. Jamal rocking the same equipment as usual. Rainsman takes it. No blocks on the 6. We may see the pummel. Do you fire it away here, Jamal? I think you still do. Get the discard effect as well. He's considering. I think you do it. Just trying to beat down the opposing heroes. I do think you fire this away, Jamal. Yep, it says yes, let's do it. And he's going to do it. Pummel it. It's a red one. That's up 10. Rainsman's going to take it. He loses his arsenal and loses the card from hand. And falls to 9. Oh, boy. Jamal. He just in the limelight with this Guardian. That is the reason why this is the Showtime hero. Rainsman's deciding which card he wants to discard. And chooses an Exude Confidence. Now, we did see a defense reaction there come out of the arsenal. That's why Rainsman couldn't play it, because of Command & Conquer's no defense reaction card ability. I'm still waiting to hear who you guys have in this. I think it's pretty obvious who I think most of you are going to have at this stage, but let me know if I'm wrong here. Kat, do you still have the Ira or not after that last matchup? So Kadachi coming in for 1. No blocks from Jamal. Falls to 13. Started this turn at 14. Kadachi for 2. Rainsman's Tunic is up at 3, so he's going to have that resource available if he wants to come in with some spice. I'd love to see some flying kick action here. The mask is still available. Keep that in mind. So Jamal's going to have to he's going to have to respect that third attack. Now, the best way to turn off the mask for those of you going to play against it is to block the second attack of the turn. And that's exactly what Jamal does. Throws tectonic plating in front of it. That way, it interrupts the 3 chain necessary. And so that means that he's not worried about the mass trigger here on the Pounding Gale. So, 5 coming at Jamal out of a red Pounding Gale. No combo. Kat abandons her ninja class. Got baited into that one, unfortunately. I jest. But yeah, I do kind of agree with you. Jamal, though, doesn't want to take a lot of damage. He is facing down 5, though. He could block it with some equipment, which he does. Blocks 2, takes 3. Keeps his life total high. Kind of just chip blocks in there. And I agree with that idea. The higher he can keep his life total, the more he can avoid the classic ninja / Ira control aspect, where they just start taking cards out of your hand until eventually you either deck out or you run out of ability to block. And they get that last one in there for 4, 2 attacks. You know, they go Kadachi, and attack for 4, and attack. And they end the game on that one. So, Jamal, and his attempts to prevent losing to the ninja, plays a Zealous Belting for 4. Go again. Rainsman blocks 4. So throws the arms in there, goes to reactions, plays the Flick Flack. That means his next card with combo is going to block for 2 more. Oh, Jamal, though, going to pummel it. And that's going to get a discard effect. Rainsman looking at that. No reactions. Takes it. Takes 4. Gonna fall to 5. And Rainsman's gonna have to discard a card. He did discard a card with combo here. Keep that in mind. And it is a Whelming Gust Wave. That is a little bit surprising to me. He may have 2 of them in his hand. That is usually the classic ninja pitch to Kadachi card. Because it's a 0 cost for 3. So 10 to 5. Is the life totals going into Rainsman's turn. And he's going to have 3 cards to work with thanks to that pummel effect. Now, Jamal did have Go again there, but didn't have any resources left available. He wanted to fire away to continue on with that turn. Rangsman pitches, comes in for 1. It's a Fluster Fliss there, 0 cost, so these Kodachis all have go again. Remember, Rangsman still has that counter on the Tunic, which we may see action on this turn. Jamal took the first one. Second Kodachi coming in for 2. Jamal considering. Could block it with equipment. Remember that mask is still available here for Rangsman. He's trying to get the trigger of it, which could make or break this game. In our last game, the mask was a non-factor, as it never did trigger, never even had a chance. But this time, though, Rangsman's making a case for it. Jamal's considering coming out with the card from hand, even though he has the equipment for it. Nope, blocks for 2 with the Zealous. Razor's Reflex, though, coming over top of it. Jamal takes 2. Because this is a yellow Razors. Falls to 7. And a Snatch. We don't even need to see the Tunic counter come off. That's a 0 cost card. If it hits, it'll draw a card. And actually, if it hits, it'll draw 2 cards. Keep that in mind. If I was Rangsman, I would also fire off the Snapdragons here, possibly. Give it go again in the reaction phase. If you think it does hit. 2 cards is likely you're going to have something to do with them. But we'll see what he decides to do. 7-5 as Jamal stares down a 4 powered attack. But I think we'll see a card out of hand and an equipment. Tectonic Plating and Spinal Crush get thrown into, so block is active. 4-4. So no mass trigger there, no on-hit trigger for the Snatch, and Rangsman passes his turn, draws up. Jamal goes into his turn. 2 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal, Search Token popping. And we'll try to fire away. Could just be another hammer for 6. Still pretty decent. Still lethal attack. It still requires responses from your opponent. I guess at worst. Jamal's going to consider his actions, though. What do you guys think? Should Jamal just function on the hammer? Or should he be trying something else? Had some great pummel turns earlier. It could still, if he has double blue in hand, it could still threaten a potential another pummel out of arsenal. So it makes a Surge Token. Adds 2 floating. Pitches 3, come in for Nostos for 6. Nothing in hand, 2 floating, card in arsenal. So that's exactly what Jamal does. What I have considered he probably would. He does threaten the pummel still. Rangsman check, gets a pummel check. 1 red, both reds gone, and a blue. So 2 yellows and a blue pummel still available here for Jamal. Rangsman's got to be very careful here. He is sitting at 5. This is a lethal attack. Lethal attack alert. First of the game. Bam, 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 bam. I still need a horn for that. They won't let me get one, though. They say it's not in the budget. Not in the budget. So, as unfortunate as it is. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Martin. I think Jamal is sitting in a really good spot. We have seen majority of the Razor Reflexes out from Rangsman 2, who is playing a majority of them as well. So I think Jamal, as long as he, I agree, as long as he functions on keeping his life total high and just swinging it with a hammer, I think he gets it. So Rangsman, looking at his nice shiny mask momentum there. Great legendary card. We didn't see much effect of it. We had 2 Iris with it this game. The mask, you need 3 attacks in a row to hit. And on that 3rd attack or greater, if it's an attack action card that's hitting, you will draw a card. So Rangsman blocks 5. At the moment is taking 1. Ooh, Jamal grabbed that so aggressively or so quickly. I think that's a pummel, but caused no reactions. I think he's saving it for later. I like it. Still chipping away for one. No reason to fire anything off, right? So Jamal draws his 4 up, leaves that card in arsenal. I wonder if it's also potentially a Mage Master's boot in there. I think we probably would have seen that if that was the case. But wouldn't that be galaxy brain to watch Jamal just convince his opponent it's a pummel? I would be super excited to watch that sort of gameplay. So Razorman, first Kodachi, push the point for 7. Woo! I like it. That push the point usually gets in there on the second combat chain, because most of the time people don't block the first Kodachi. So lethal attack alert for Razorman, who's making a case to come back in this game. Martin, we may get bamboozled on our assessments here of the game, as Razorman still has the Snapdragons. This could be a critical turn here. Now, there is a block available on the gloves. The tunic can't block, but there is one block available on the skull cap as well. So one floating there for Razorman that could also be at Razor's. All right, Jamal blocks for 7, 2 cards out of the hands, and his arm piece, which will destroy itself here. We'll see if Razorman functions off. Yep, fires. Ooh, gives it a go again. Comes in with Kodachi for 1. Now we might finally see the tunic. The tunic's been sitting there at 3 the entire time. Here for Razorman, has not had a chance to fire it off yet. But this, we might finally see it. Jamal's considering taking 1 down. Yeah, he does. Down to 5. Nope, still no tunic counter. Exude confidence for 4 coming in. This one's not lethal though. And Jamal could opt to take this if he so chooses. That would put him in a very precarious situation though. And his attack on the next turn would have to get some cards. I think he'd be safe enough just to block this with the skull cap and 1 card, and then come in with the hammer just for a naked 4. That's what I would do if it was me. Alternatively, that is a tome in the arsenal. Still leaving 1 card in hand, gaining 2 life and drawing 2 cards to still be fine. So, critical decision point here for Jamal. Cause no blocks, falls to 1. This turn better be massive for him. And it is very possible it will be. So we got 4-1, and Martin, the ninja player, might have just done it. We're going to find out. This turn is the critical turn of the game. Jamal needs to rip out at least 3 cards out of hand here. And remember that Tunic still has a counter as well. Oh, yeah. It's going to be the tome. Yep, he baited that pummel out so well. He disguised that tome as a pummel, and I love it. Jamal, Galaxy Brain, and back up to 4. 1 resource to the positive here, as he now has 3 cards to work with. And a Surge token that will reduce the cost of 1 of his cards. So we could fire off something big here. Oh, Terra Sunder, yep. Into a probable hammer for 7 with Dominate. Yeah, ooh, what a great turn here, Jamal. Great sequencing and great plays across the game to disguise his tome as a pummel. Keep his opponent honest with it. So Rangsman now has some serious considerations to be made. Because if this hits, he's going to have to discard 2 cards. And it is 7 Dominate. And he does nothing in Arsenal, so this is 120% hitting. Rangsman gonna function with the Tunic too. It's hard to lose that counter. That's 1 Kodachi he's effectively throwing in front of this. Tunic's gonna pop. Rangsman's gonna discard 2, take 3, fall to 1. And going to his turn with 1 card in hand. Jamal's at 4. He can just take everything Rangs the Man throws and come back with 4 card hands if he wants. He also has the Skull Cap to block 1. So Jamal could effectively go back to his turn with 2 life. And 4 cards to work with. So Rangs the Man Kadachi for 1. I assume we'll see Jamal throw the Skull Cap in front. So at least we got down to the wire. It wasn't a complete blowout. Jamal takes the 1, not using the Skull Cap yet. It will only block for 1 this turn for him. He cannot get below his opponent's life total unless he loses. That is Jamal. And Jamal actually takes 2. So not opting to use the... Oh, there we go. Blocks 1 with the Skull Cap. Here we go. Takes 1. Falls to 2. So 1 to 2. And it... Into Jamal's turn now with 4 cards in hand. There we go. A little clarification there for Rangs and Man. That's the first block with the Skull Cap. So it blocks for 1. Great. Great to double check it though. So Martin, I don't think it was as clear cut as maybe we initially thought, but Jamal I think is gonna just need a dominated attack here, and he gets it. See if he can navigate it together. Gets the surge. Pays 2 to dominate. Spinal Crush for 9. That'll do it. Oh man. Wow. Rangs the Man knocks the king over, folds the cards in half, and he falls to Guardian. Jamal, undefeated 6-0 tonight, is a clear winner on the back of this Tear Asunder, as well as a new addition. Who knew that was all Bravo needed to just make a freaking run at everything in Blitz? I absolutely love to see it. It was a great game from both of our players here, and it was a great day. If you had an awesome day, or if you watched this back after watching all the other 5-1s, if you had an awesome time just watching these gameplays, they were awesome games. They were great. Hit that like and subscribe button. Come join us on the Discord. We'd love to see you in future events, and just come have fun. You can get games to play test with, or just hang out and see everybody talk. We got a lot of national players in the server, a lot of international as well, so you can get a very diverse and wide meta. But remember, this was Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Blitz that just wrapped up. We brought you the coverage, Uncharted Realms. Myself, that's Brent, John, and James, are happy to have you guys. We appreciate everybody coming out, and on behalf of all 3 of us, thanks for coming out, and we'll catch you guys next time.